Hey, welcome back to another weekly recap of our 3X growth strategy. So in this week's video, we are going to cover the performance of our 3X growth strategy. We're also going to take a look at how our power stock strategy is doing, and specifically waste management. And then if you guys stick around to the end, I'm going to show you guys exactly how I pick winning stocks to trade options on. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Let's take a look at our 3X growth strategy performance so far, and you can see it's doing very, very well. So if you remember, we bought these on the 15th. So it's only been, 11 days. So it's only been 11 days. So not even really 2 weeks, but 11 trading days, I guess, is the best. Well, 2 weeks of trading. So we're doing very well. But here's the thing I want to remind everyone. This is a long-term strategy. So don't be tempted if you're following along and you've done this on paper, I hope. Don't be tempted to take your profits here, because if you do, you will probably be very upset with yourself when you see me take my profits. Okay, so don't be tempted. I mean, this is pretty good. We basically have generated, based on the numbers of my account. So let's just say this was a $10,000 account. So let's say you have a $10,000 account. Let's bring over the calculator here. And you are going to follow along with the strategy. So we invest $3,000 in there. So one of these, right? So we're at what's that? So we're at $29.23 is what we paid for it, and we're at $33.50. So we're at $427 gain. If you divide that back into your account size, you can see you're at about a 4.5% return. So pretty close, right? 4.27% return, which is pretty darn good, considering if you did that every 2 weeks, you would have an astronomical return at the end of the year. However, that isn't always the case. You'll see as SPY starts doing the things it did. Let me pull up SPY. We'll pull up, I like to look at SPX. And we'll look at SPY though, because that's where we're in the trade. You know, when you hit these rough spots here, you're going to see your option will actually lose value. But we don't do anything with this. Okay, this is not something we worry about. Remember, we're using MarketClub, and although you guys on YouTube are not seeing the full version of what we show here, we have a template, and we follow that template. So we're just going to keep pressing along, because if we look at MarketClub here, we've gotten no signal to get out of the trade. So let me go to my portfolio here. So even during that rough patch we had a couple weeks ago, if we look at the S&P 500, you can see back here we had a red weekly, but we still would not have exited our trade. And as a matter of fact, I had trades open. If we go to another account I have, my 3X growth on that account is doing a little bit different, because I opened those trades. Yeah, so here we go. So you can see these trades were opened a while ago, back in May of 2021. Okay, so they were profitable leading up into the red weekly, and then they started losing a lot of their profit. I can't remember what they got down to. I have to remember to screenshot this stuff so you guys can see how it plays out. But the bottom line is we don't do anything. These are long-term trades. These have 780 days. We're not going anywhere. December of 2023. So this is a long-term strategy. So we're definitely not going to worry about little blips like that. So as you can see here, we're profitable, but if we see some, any kind of trouble down the road, we'll just kind of wade through it. Very similar to buy and hold. If you bought the stock, there's people that unfortunately maybe sold here because they bought here and they panicked. I don't know, but if you bought the stock at the beginning of the year, and even if you sold when it dropped down here, you would have made a little bit of money, but you probably saw a lot of your profits waste away. Well, if you do buy and hold for the long term, you ride through those things. And as a matter of fact, if you want to supercharge your dollar cost averaging, you could actually buy more shares if you had the cash when it does this dip down. But anyway, so that's it. Our 3X growth strategy is doing very well. We're at about 4.5% for just about 11 days, right? So that's pretty good. But we're not going to take any profits. We're going to wait until this thing meets. I'll show you my working order. This is a good till canceled order I put in. So when the price gets to $58, that's when it'll sell off. And I'll just show you that math there. If you had a $10,000 account, remember you invested $29.23. So 5,800 minus 29.23 would equal 28.77. Divide that back into your account size, and you would have a return of just under 29%, 28%. So pretty darn good for just, it's similar to a buy and hold strategy. Sometimes buy and hold does a little bit better, but usually you don't see 28% returns on an annual basis from buy and hold, unless you picked a really hot stock at the right time. So anyway, all right, let's move on. I don't want to make this super long. Let's look at our power stock strategy. This is our MarketClub options, and specifically, let's take a look at waste management here. So waste management, had a big down day yesterday, and then today it opened even lower. And this was for a very good reason, and I will show you here. So let's go to Earnings Whispers. And this is something that I knew about, but I didn't do anything about it. Look at what's today. Today's earnings day. So the stock is down on earnings. So one of the things, I'm kind of glad this happened. I'm not happy it happened because this is a rookie mistake, but I haven't been doing the power stock strategy in years. So I just started doing it again. And I looked up earnings, and there's a way to protect yourself around earnings. And I'm going to share that with you next week. I'll show you how I protect against earnings. So yeah, sorry, you're just going to have to stick around with me until next week if you want to see that. But this is most likely the reason why. Next week, I'll share with you something you can do to protect yourself around earnings, or how you can trade a position around earnings and not worry too much about it. Bottom line here with waste management, though. So if you guys remember, we were at 100% gain on this thing, and this is a really good lesson in patience here. I'm not exiting this trade because I don't have an exit signal. If we come back to waste management here, we got a red daily, but I don't have my red weekly yet. And that's usually what I use for my exit signal. So if we get a red weekly, then I'll take a loss on this trade and move on. But I'll tell you what I will do is if we get a red weekly, and then it turns right back around to a green weekly, I'll get right back into another trade because it'll satisfy my template again. And it definitely now satisfies the real MarketClub template because of what the market's doing. So anyway, so waste management, it's taking a hit. But if we look at OKE, One OK, I guess is the name of that company, it's doing very well. And I think it's at 113%. So it is keeping our performance up. It's basically paying for this option over here. Okay, so if you look at our overall profit, we're profitable by $400. So it's not only profiting here, but it's getting rid of that loss. Okay. So on Friday, I will go through some more stocks to trade using the power stock strategy or the MarketClub option strategy. And I apologize, I didn't do that last week or Monday because I forgot that last week I was on vacation. I forgot to tell you guys I didn't do a video last week because I was on vacation. So, and I didn't have my recording software. So this is the video now. So, okay, so that's it. So now let's, before we get to the last tip I want to show you guys, I want to just encourage you guys to like the videos, comment to them, even if you just put a comment that says comment. It really helps my algorithms, and it'll get my videos out there to more people. If you have any real comments, or you want to see something in the videos, then please give me a comment. I will definitely get to it. If you didn't like the video and you give it a thumbs down, please tell me why, so I can enhance the videos and give you guys what you want. And then also subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that notification bell. You'll get notified every time I put out a new video. Okay, so let's get on to our last tip. So how do I pick great stocks, especially for the power stock strategy? Well, the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to join MarketClub options. That's the number one thing you would have to do. And I know that this sounds like a sales pitch, but I share this because I've gone through this training. This is how I started. And for $450 to get access to MarketClub and MarketClub options for a year, well, let's go back to my trade here. These trades here and the 3x growth strategy trade just paid for your MarketClub, but this one just paid for your MarketClub. So you can see in just 11 days, because when did we place these trades? Let's see. I think we placed them. Oh, no, it's been more. So this one's been almost a month. So in a month, we paid for our MarketClub options. Okay, so that's why I suggest these things. The bottom line is I've yet to meet a millionaire or anyone really, really wealthy that has done it through free YouTube videos and free Facebook stuff. It's extremely difficult to do. And as a matter of fact, this training you see here is a small snippet of a larger training that we do. We call it the Success Academy. And that costs, let's see, 5 to 6 times, actually 7 times as much. And think about this. People will look at that and think that's crazy, right? But it costs about $3,000. Well, if we go to our 3x growth strategy here, we just made the money to pay for that course already. And when this hits 100%, we just paid for the course. And oh, by the way, we pay for it once, and we keep doing this over and over again. So what's that course really worth? So anyway, going back to it, MarketClub options. Why do you join MarketClub options? Because it's going to show you, there's 2 things. If you join MarketClub options, let me go to my MarketClub, my main page here. You're going to have this option here called top options. And it's going to do this sifting process for you automatically. Now I know how this formula works. Travis showed us this formula a long time ago, but when he paired up with MarketClub, they put the formula together in the site. So now I don't have to do the formula on my own. I can just come in here, hit top options, and you can see all these companies. This is what I use. See these plus 100s? These are my sifting companies, and you see these monthlies here and weeklies. These are great entry points right there. But there's one last step that I take. I don't just now. These companies are probably pretty strong. ExxonMobil, Bio. I don't know anything about BioNTech. I've never heard of these guys, these semiconductors. Obviously, I've heard of UPS, but I don't really know what the strength of UPS is, what they're going through. So I use another website. Again, you do have to pay for this. There's no affiliate for this one. I do get an affiliate if you click on my links down below to MarketClub options. I do get an affiliate for that. If you don't like that fact, then you can just not click on my link and go to MarketClub and do it that way. I just don't know if you'll get the same thing. So anyway, let's see here. Let's just look up a company here. So GE was on that list, right? So there it is. So this is the next thing I do. And I'm going to show you a trick around this way that you don't have to use it, but I'm just going to use GE because if we look at our top options over here, oops, there it is. Where is it? I think that our top, there they are. We saw GE on here, right? So it just triggered, but it doesn't meet my next sifting process because it's not doing well. All these scores are really bad. So that's how I sift through and I pick great companies. Same with UPS. We can look that up here and get a quote. And again, you can't do this unless you have a subscription, but even UPS doesn't meet my rating here. So I wouldn't use that stock either. So this is how I kind of sift through them. So I kind of gave you, that's my bonus tip for you guys. That's how I get through picking great stocks that tend to work out. You can see right now the way things are looking, I'm 50-50. I got a 50% win rate here because if we go to our two stocks we picked, one is doing fantastic and the other one's sucking pond water. So and again, this is just because of earnings, but we'll see. You never know. It could turn around. You never know what happens around earnings. Earnings are pretty tumultuous times. So we haven't gotten an exit signal, so we're not going to worry about it. But okay, so that is it, you guys. You guys take care, and we will see you. I will do, today's Tuesday, so this thing will post today, and I will do another video on Friday. So just to kind of, really we're in week 4 technically. I will do another video on Friday to just kind of keep that going where I push out a video every Friday. All right, so that's it. You guys take care, and we will see you in Friday's video.